What's going on, everyone? The sports speculator here. Trying something a little new, making it official. I'm in the booth, essentially, with the microphone and headset, hoping to give you guys a little bit better audio quality. Video, it's another story. You're stuck with this right here. You know what I mean? Can't change that. Just wanted to quickly recap magical weekend in sports. I mean, this weekend had it all. Bellator, UFC, boxing, all those combat sports, all competing, high level, excellent fights, football, college football. I mean, hockey season starts this week. WNBA playoffs, finals, championship finals started. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's start with the fights. Start with Bellator. Bellator hit us with the three-piece and the soda this weekend. They hit us with Gallagher Salazar Carr, then Benson Henderson Yuri, um, and then they hit us with the Patrici Pitbull and the Leota Machida and everything like that. So Gallagher Carr, James Gallagher wins. Not a very competitive fight. Some people I saw on Twitter are like, "Oh, he threw it." Like, I don't know if he threw it or not, but I mean, I'm not a fan of Gallagher. McGregor was in the building, so big McGregor can toast up little McGregor. Good win for him. Michael Venom Page kicked the can. I mean, this guy's kind of a clown. I mean, he's very talented, and I want to like him, but all the antics. It reminds me very much of Anderson Silva, and to do this after he's coming off of a knockout loss to Douglas Lima, I would have thought he would have eaten some of that humble pie, but nope, he did it. Just right back at it. Peter Quilley, that was a very nice knockout TKO win. Do it for the boys with the beards. Get it, Pete. So that was for that card, and then that was like the undercard of the other DAZN card of Benson Henderson Miles Uri, where Benson wins unanimous or split decision, I think. Split. Kiefer Crosby wins by decision. Norbert Ryan decision. A lot of decisions on this card. Submission. Leah McCourt. Thank you for the submission. And Malambo wins by decision. So, I mean, honestly, the Gallagher card was more exciting. There's TKOs, there was McGregor, and there was all that stuff. So if you stayed for Benson, you're probably kind of snoozing towards the end of it. But the very next day, Patricky Pitbull beats Juan Archuleta by decision again. There's a pattern here. Gegard Mousasi, Leota Machida, decision. Also kind of a boring fight. Um, but Gegard gets the win. So, keep business as usual. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. AJ McKee, fantastic knockout. All the rest of these fights were in their like featherweight Grand Prix. Um, AJ McKee really showed out. A very exciting fighter. His dad won as well. They're both fighting on the same card. Father son duo duking it out on the same card. They both won. So shout out to Mama McKee. She's the one popping bottles tonight. Darian Caldwell beat Henry Corrales. That was a good fight. And Weichel beat Saul Rogers. Now, the one thing that was kind of weird. So after the McKee fight, um, or maybe it was after the Musasi fight. I think it was after a Gegard Lyoto Machida fight. They got all the Grand Prix winners essentially onto the stage, and they like picked where they wanted to fight next. The thing took forever, to be honest with you. This whole thing was clunky. It was weird. AJ McKee was like, "Hey, 8 seconds of work. You know what I mean? Like, I want to fight next." But then everyone just kind of like dodged each other, filled out the bracket. Um, I mean, your champion, Patricky Pitbull, who should have first say, had last say. So I'm like, I don't understand this. I guess they thought it would be cool for people to be there and to call people out, be like, I want to fight you, and then he dodges him or whatever. But it came off like really flat, and it was kind of whack, and it really sucked the air out. From the two co-main event, it was just like super weird. I feel like they'll never do that again. That was super odd. But at the same time, it gave me enough time to switch over to the Errol Spence Sean Porter fight because I'm watching the Bellator, and then I'm like, oh snap, I got to go over to boxing. I'm looking at the undercards, and they were pretty good. The one guy had a nasty cut on his eye in the co-main, and they stopped it because of that cut. And then I was watching, the fight. And then I'm like, okay, switch over to Sean Porter, Errol Spence. Fantastic fight. Best fight of the weekend. Super good, highly competitive fight. Errol Spence gets the old split decision. I think Porter looked good up until like around like 7, 8. Really, from 8 on, it was Errol Spence's fight. Um, and I thought he would like fight. He was definitely the longer guy, so I thought he would fight bigger. But he was just hunched over, getting inside, attacking the body, and timing his shots, and that's the deciding. Really, what I think the decider was, he knocked down Sean Porter in the 11th round, and he was, hunched low inside, trading shots with them, and then catches Sean Porter mid punch with the left. Fantastic punch, very well timed, beautiful shot, heck of a chin. Sean Porter. I feel like if that was anybody else with a weaker chin, that'd be knockout game city. You know what I mean? Um, so that was a fantastic fight. Really enjoyed that a lot. And then the UFC to cap off, well, not maybe not to cap off. They started us off Saturday during the day because they were in Denmark for their Copenhagen card. Um, so lots of Danes, lots of Swedes, lots of Scandinavia was in the house. Darby beat Cowboy Oliveira. Very nice fight. I love watching Cowboy fight. He's one of my faves. OSP beating Michael Alexiuk. OSP getting beefier. But submission, though. I forget what the submission was. But he kind of just like laid down on his neck and just slowly choked him out. Just had like his whole upper body kind of like on his neck. It wasn't like a rear naked or anything. It was kind of an interesting choke. I'd never really seen that before. Um, Ion Cutelabra over Khalil Roundtree. Man, my goodness, knockout. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm on notice. I'm on notice. That was a fantastic win for you. Gilbert Burns won the decision over Gunnar Nelson. Very close fight. Very competitive fight. Mark Madsen with the KO TKO. Google didn't have his picture, and then like for like the whole lead up, I'm like, okay, this guy's an Olympian. He's making his UFC, I think his UFC debut, um, but Olympian turned MMA fighter. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty sweet. And he gets the knockout, and then man, Cannonier knocks out Hermanson and just brutalized him. I'm just like, wow, okay, well, I need to get up on my Cannoneer. Hermison, they're pushing him, and it's in his home country, and Cannoneer just did not care about any of that noise and rolled him. It was insane. So, fantastic fights. Bellator and UFC have a lot of shows coming up, so we'll get to that later. Mystics take game one of the WNBA Finals against the Connecticut Sun. Elena Della Don was on, just making it rain, which was, I love to see that. Christy Toller also had a very good game. So, 2 wins away. They do a best of 5 series, even in the championship. So, they got 1 win. They need 2 more for that 3. I got high hopes, to be honest with you. I got high hopes, and then maybe we can repeat. I'm getting ahead of myself, but hopefully. Um, NFL, Eagles, big win. That was a Thursday, so let's stick to the weekend. Atlanta, geez, bad loss. I mean, Tennessee is good, but come on, Atlanta. Cleveland, silencing the haters. It'll be interesting to see what Cowherd says, because he's always hating on Baker, but he's gonna have to kind of grovel a little, not grovel, but say like, "Oh, where Colin was wrong." Blah, 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 blah. So big win for the Brownies. Buffalo get the QB knocked out. They played New England tight. Pats win though. Pats always win, but this could have been a game they dropped maybe if Buffalo's starting QB would have stayed in. That would have been cool to see. My Kansas City Chiefs pulled out a nail biter in Detroit. There's no consolation prizes for almost winning, but big respect to the Lions. This was a very close game. They played them very well. Houston, Carolina, in a very low scoring affair, but Kyle Allen gets the job done. It'll be interesting to see because now I think it's the new GM. Not very high on Cam, I think. Cam is going to probably be out for another like couple of weeks minimum. So if Kyle Allen, you know, he's 2-0 now. If he goes to 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, what are you gonna do? They have a lot invested in Cam, so I don't see them trading him. But it'll be very interesting once Cam comes back. What kind of shape are they in? I don't know. You know what I mean? That one's gonna be tough for the fan base and the front office in Carolina because I think the writing is kind of on the wall, and this might give them kind of an out to really kind of play it out. I think if Kyle Allen is 5-0, 6-0 in this stretch, they're gonna keep him in. Like you got to keep the hot hand in, right? Sorry, Cam, you get it, right? Oakland beating Indy, and the Chargers beating Miami. Divisional rivals getting wins. You never like to see that. Although the Chargers played Miami and they didn't. I mean, the final score is more than what it was. Miami's super bad though. Indy though, one score game. That's you hate to see the Raiders win though. Giants just destroy the Redskins. Redskins and the Dolphins are the worst teams in the league. Maybe along with the Cardinals, Seahawks blow them out too. Those three teams are just like on another level of atrocious. But at least like the Cardinals have Murray, and they're not expected to be good. And this is kind of the trial year. Good luck, Washington and Miami. Tampa Bay and the surprise upset of the week over the LA Rams, and just like a forget defense type of game, 55-40. Um, yeah, D coordinators, watch out. You know what I mean? Or it's just like it doesn't matter anymore because of how the game is. The offense is so crazy. Chicago over Minnesota. Pile on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, if he's playing a team that's over 500, he's going to lose. Period. And I know that Chicago's defense smothered him, and it's really not his fault, but he's going to get the blame for this one. Jacksonville squeaks by Denver. Denver is trying to get that first win of the year. They do not get it. The legend of Gardner Minshew continues to grow. And then, surprise, surprise, Teddy B and the Saints are 2-0, beating the Seahawks on the road, beating the Cowboys at home. Those are their two hardest games, and they're 2-0 right now. So, man, it's very, very interesting. Those Saints. I mean, good for them, And if Carolina is pushing and Tampa Bay is trying to do something, I guess the takeaway is it's unfortunate to be a Falcons fan this year. I don't know. Tonight's game, I don't even care. I'm probably not even going to watch. It's Cincinnati Pitt. I wish there were other games on today because I don't know. That's a terrible game, and it has literally no consequences at all. What does have consequences is if you're a super dirty McGirt player, Raiders Vontez Burfict suspended for the rest of the season, as he should. He's the dirtiest player in football. Another dirty hit. Yeah, get him out of the league. Honestly, he's terrible. Oakland dysfunction. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So today there's some soccer on. Looks like English Premier League, Man U and Arsenal. That's going to be a great game. Parma and whoever. And the Italian League. Who knows? I'm not going to watch that. Baseball wild cards are tomorrow. You got the Nationals and the Brewers. And then you got the A's and the Rays. I'll do a video on that later, more in depth about that. But I'm excited for that. But that is mañana. I also want to do a wrestling video because professional wrestling is about to shoot off as AEW is on TNT, and then SmackDown and is on Fox, and Raw and NXT are on USA. But I'll get to all that later. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.